Oh, what's going on, everyone? And welcome into the live stream. As for the next hour, we're going to be placing a bunch of bets. I'm just checking my phone because we do have an Game 2 NLCS that starts in about 2 hours. And then we have some Conference USA football games going on today that start in just under an hour. We have 3 different games today that we have going on, which is going to be very exciting. And then we have a bunch of NHL games. I believe 8 total. And so we're going to be really searching for some anytime goal scorers. But welcome into the stream. And hopefully, guys, you're having a very strong Tuesday. Let's throw myself up here in the corner. Let's kind of get this thing started. So we're going to start off with some DGF AI slip generator. One of my favorite tools over here, the AI slip generator, automatically creates slips for you. All we have to do is copy and paste it. So I'm going to come down here and reset the filters. And again, if you have accounts with Better, Dabble, Flip, PrizePicks, we'll kind of go book by book here at the moment. So we'll just go clear everything out, and let's go with Better first and see what we have. So with Better, guys, we actually have a 5-pick slip insured, and this is a 5-pick entry that I'm going to go ahead and create off on the side here on my monitor. This is about a 6.5% edge, and we don't normally find a ton of value on Better, but we do have some. For sure. Zolt, what's going on? Joey, what's going on? Very exciting, guys, because we got the NBA. It's coming back on Tuesday. I'm so pumped up for it. So pumped up. Looking at Mason Marchment over 1.5 shots on goal. All right, cool. What other NHL? Just stick to the NHL. Nothing else. We got NFL. We got some Thursday night football. My Steelers play on Thursday night against Cincinnati. Against the Bungles. The Bengals. That's an old Pittsburgh thing to call them. Less than 13.5 rushing attempts for Chase Brown. Okay. And then what else we have? We have Trevor Lawrence on the London game. If you've been taking the unders on the London game, then you've been having a great time. The Lunder, as they like to call them over on PNT, a lot of value there. So we're looking at the over on the pass attempts. And then we have some MLB baseball. We have Freddie Peralta tonight going on the bump for the Crew. Crazy game last night. Really a couple crazy games. The Commanders-Bears game was a crazy game. And then this Brewers game came down to the last at-bat. Turang with the strikeout. If he would have stuck his leg out, he probably would have got hit by pitched, and it would have been a tie game. But he ends up swinging at a ball above his head for strike 3 after the ball that almost hit him. Eugenio Suarez just to get a total base, so we're looking at over. All right. Again, 5-pick entry, guys. Make sure that you take the insurance. I'll share this link with you guys here in the chat. Nino, what's going on? Uncle, why are we on at the same time? You have to understand that Alex does whatever Alex wants to do. So I try to keep it pretty, I think it's just more bonus for you. I try to keep it pretty consistent with my timing in terms of either, a 6 p.m. Eastern or a 9 a.m. Eastern stream. Alex kind of just streams whenever Alex wants to. So if you guys are playing more DFS, I would say watch more of Alex's streams. If you're looking for maybe a little bit more positive EV or arbitrage, you can go to mine. Alex does find positive EV plays. But Uncle, there's no real set schedule in terms of the streaming. I try to keep a set schedule. Alex kind of does whatever Alex wants to do. And he's the GOAT, so he's allowed to do that. Dabble. 3-pick slip here on Dabble, guys. Not much value, 1.5% edge. You can check that out there. What's going on, Ken? Michael, how are you, my friend? Doing pretty good. And Irish, what's going on? Yeah, Uncle, if you've ever seen Alex, like he streams pretty consistent. He's consistent in how he streams. He streams almost every day, but when he streams, there isn't quite like a set schedule there. And I try to, just a little bit different. So I just keep it consistent. There have been days in the past where Alex and I have both been streaming. So you get 2 for the price of 1. All right, let's take a look at Flip. No Flip value. PrizePicks. It is Tuesday. Again, if you guys want to play NBA preseason player props, you can do so. The cool thing is we're looking at Luka and Reeves. This is for today. So we could go after this Luka and Austin Reeves play if we wanted to. Here's the thing that I don't like about this play. We're betting the under on both rebounds and assists for both players on the same team. It could happen, but there's also a world where like Luka grabs, 10 boards and has 7 assists, and, Austin Reeves hits his under. So I don't normally like betting the same category for the same players on the same team and the same side. I don't really like doing that. So we can pick one or the other. But Luka and Austin Reeves, this would be for next Tuesday. And then the Pistons, Cade Cunningham, this is for today. Neato. There you go. Split screen them. I mean, yeah, you're getting 2 for the price of 1, so I don't think it's a bad thing. It's better than neither of us streaming. But that's one perk of me streaming early in the morning is that I know Alex was at the game last night, Commanders Bears. Or if you're my brother-in-law, he still calls them the Redskins. He'll never ever. He refuses to say the Commanders. Shout out to my brother-in-law. Keeps it real. Doesn't call them the Commanders ever. Just calls them the Redskins. So a couple different plays here. We could go under. See, I'll take 2 of these plays. I'll take maybe Austin Reeves and Curry, right? Remember, guys, think about the player profile that we're going after. Like Luka can go off. Luka's a triple-double threat. So I'm all right with maybe grabbing Austin Reeves and Curry on their unders. But then again, I'm looking to grab maybe something else here. And all these are for today. So we just got a lot of preseason NBA player props. Okay. It's all right. It's not ideal. If I show some rebet plays here, we don't have anything. What about underdog? Underdog, 2 picks. Again, this is preseason basketball, which you're going to see quite a bit of next Tuesday and Wednesday, especially next Wednesday, guys. Just kind of giving you a forewarning, a bit of a disclaimer. Next Wednesday is going to be bonkers. There's 11, maybe 10 to 12 NBA games. It will be insane. Absolutely insane. We got some NCAA football plays for today's games, Conference USA. Okay. Neato, the Shitlers. What are you talking about, brother? You're just not a Steelers fan, man? Oh, Neato. Breaking my heart. You mean everyone in this chat doesn't love the Steelers? Kills me. There you go, Ken. Always been Redskins coming from a Giants fan. Yeah, and if you're older than I am, or if you're my age or older, because I'm 37, it's been the Redskins my whole life. So, just like Heinz Field's been Heinz Field. I'm never going to call it that stupid insurance company's name. I'm never going to call it that. When I introduced my girlfriend to it in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, I was like, this is Heinz Field. She's like, it doesn't say that. I was like, yeah, well, it's Heinz Field. Just don't worry about it. So it's always going to be Heinz Field. So can't teach an old dog new tricks sometimes, and not getting behind that one. So it's always been the Redskins. It's always been the Indians. It's just how it always has been. So I'm just going to continue to call them that. So I know my one friend from Cleveland refuses to watch the Guardians baseball anymore because they changed the name. He's just out now. He's just quit. He's not doing it. Let's take a look at the optimizer. Let's head over to DraftKings Pick 6. See if we got any Pick 6 value. Okay, 3 pick entries. So we saw this Austin Reeves play earlier. The problem here with this Reeves play is that PrizePicks and DraftKings Pick 6 are the only 2 books that are having this, right? Now, no one else has odds for this. Now, what you guys are going to notice, maybe Saturday, definitely probably Sunday and Monday, you're going to see NBA player props pop up on the OddsJam page for Tuesday's games and maybe even Wednesday's games. This happens when the season starts, and it also happens during the All-Star break when we have a lull or a break for a couple of days. We will have plays pop up in advance for these player props. So, again, tread softly on betting player props early in the first week of the season. I'm not saying don't play them. I'm just saying don't have too much exposure. There's a lot of excitement when the season starts. Just tread softly. Let's look at parlay play. Crosby on his points. That's the only play, though, so can't really do anything there. That kind of stinks. What about for anyone that uses owner's box? If I look for 3 pick entries on owner's box, okay, slightly better, but not great. So if I go 2 minimum data points, you're going to see all those NBA plays disappear. Stafford, I can get on this one under 35.5 passing attempts. This play for Şengün is for Tuesday against the Thunder. Under on his points, rebounds, and assists. DraftKings has this at 33.5. You can get this at 34.5. I like that. Though Pinnacle's at -124. So, That's a tough one. Same here with Jimmy Butler. If you guys don't want to use any minimum data points, then you're going to have a lot of options. But my confidence decreases quite a bit on these plays. There's just one or two sports books out there posting lines for these guys. So, there isn't much. As we get closer to Monday or Tuesday, there's going to be a lot. Every book's going to have lines for these. So, kind of a big risk play here, in my opinion, adding these guys on a slip. So, I'm not crazy about it. There you go, Nita. Appreciate that. Yeah, I know, Nita. The Bengals do have a tough break this season. You're not going to hear any sympathy from me as a Steelers fan about because I just want Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Baltimore to lose every game every year. I don't think that's asking too much. I mean, they're going to have to win a few games because they play against each other. But seeing Baltimore at 1-5, I could not have a bigger smile on my face. I hope that all the fans, all Ravens, Bengals, and Browns fans just have a miserable football season. Yours truly, a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. So it's crazy to think that we have the second best record in the AFC right now. If you told me that after 6 weeks, I'd say it's a joke. But it can happen. So we're looking at some pre-match arbitrage, right? Just select the books that you have accounts with that you want to go after, okay? I don't set a minimum maximum odds range for any arbitrage. Pre-match, live, it doesn't matter. I don't set minimum odds. I leave this completely blank. For pre-match, I like to keep this up to 10%. Anything beyond 10% is most likely a mistake made by the sports books. Something that often gets forgotten by a lot of people that use softwares for arbitrage betting is that they can't believe some of these sports books are hanging some of these plays out here. You have to understand that there's 100,000, if not more, options on each sports book that you can pick from in terms of different betting options. This software just finds the handful of plays where the books are really misaligned. I think that often gets forgotten by a lot of people that use softwares. Is they're like, dude, how could DraftKings be this bad, this far off? It's like, dude, you know how many lines DraftKings sets? They're on top of their shit 99.5% of the time. It's the 0.5% of plays where they're just a little bit off. So when you're using the exchanges like NoVig and ProfitX, this play on Kucherov down here, there's only $108. So you better move quickly. Honestly, I'd rather lock in this play first on the under on Kucherov before Fanatics. Or, in my opinion, I would just not go after this Kucherov play because there's only $108. But on PJ Johnson tonight, there's $760. So there's more money, which gives you just a little bit more time to lock in this ARB. I would still, though, always go to the exchange first, guys, to lock this in, because what you don't want to do is go over to SportsZeno, bet this dude's under, and then try to go bet his over on ProfitX and realize that there's $5 left in liquidity. Now you're one-sided, and now your heart's racing out of your chest. Don't do that. When it comes to these exchanges, go get the money on the exchange first, because if it dries up, you're toast. Okay? So and if anyone disagrees with me, I'd love to have a healthy conversation about that. Again, guys, what I really like to chat, I like to chat for a couple of reasons. Number one, for other sharp-minded bettors, to help other sharp-minded bettors grow. Share your insights, share your strategies, guys, if you want to. It's a safe space. You might be able to connect with some people, DM them on Twitter, get their email address, swap information. You might find some really valuable partners here in the chat. Some really smart people in here, okay? The second reason is that while some people may agree with me, I would be more than please, if you disagree with me, feel free to voice your mind and opinion on here. And if anyone, don't shoot the person down because they made me disagree. It's a healthy back and forth discussion that I like to have. I'm more than happy to sometimes keep an open mind. I might be wrong, right? I could easily be wrong. Maybe I disagree with you. Maybe I agree with you, right? So not a lot popping off on the arbitrage tool. For those of you that are new to using the software, just wait until the NBA season comes back. The reason that the NBA is king is because they play every single night, and there are so many markets that you can wager on for NBA. So much, way more than hockey, way more than baseball, and even more than football. So come Tuesday, come Wednesday, come Thursday of next week, this tool at this time is going to be in that 4, 5, 6% range. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Every season it's the same. Let's take a look at positive EV for a second. I had some NHL anytime goal scorers teed up. Timo Meier scored. The next play below Timo Meier yesterday was Matt Boldy. And it was a little low for my EV percentage, but Matt Boldy scored. And once again, against Dallas, over here on FanDuel, this is a play that I want to go after for Matt Boldy to score a goal. While Pinnacle's not taking a lot of money here, $250 is not a lot at all. I've had a lot of great historical data betting into these types of markets. Now, when I jump into this play, I don't necessarily see anything that gets me really excited about this play. Pinnacle wasn't like up in this area and then moved down to here. They've just kind of been chilling this whole time. Circa's in between the two. But again, I got to change my bankroll settings here, guys, off to the side. I had a call earlier today that I don't have a 1750 bankroll. So let's put this on to 20 grand. Let's do that. Okay. So forgot to change that from earlier. So Matt Boldy, I definitely like this play. I'm going to log in over here on FanDuel, and we're going to hit this play up. Now, I feel fairly strongly about this play. I'm not like as confident with this play as maybe some other plays that we take a look at, but I do like it. I do like it quite a bit. So Matt Boldy, plus 210 odds. We got some profit boosts over here. That's a same game profit boost. Looking at Minnesota and Dallas. And anytime goal scorer. I'm just going to go in for a 125 spot here. Just take a little bit less. But there we go. We get Matt Boldy, anytime goal scorer. Excited about that one. Okay? So there's the first one. Again, guys, I just don't recommend these plays. I actually bet the plays that I feel confidently in. Next up, Pavel over for Vegas. He is cashed for me. He cashed for me last time we played him. This is MGM. If you can receive odds above plus 198, then this is going to be a great play regardless. It doesn't seem like you can get over plus 198 odds anywhere else other than BetMGM. And so when we jump into this play again, we can see that Pinnacle moved a little bit, right? They were at plus 170. They moved to plus 165. Only a 5-cent movement. FanDuel's moving in a certain direction, though, right? FanDuel started at plus 210. They're now at plus 180. Circa's at 185. Just MGM is very off to the rest of the sports betting market when it comes to this play. I am happy to wager $100 over on BetMGM. And then we'll take a look at this Kadri play as well. Jake Gensel. Normally, guys, I'm going after plays that are 3% edge or higher. I'm willing to entertain this Kadri play. Draisaitl was a good bet on FanDuel, and then it kind of just went bye-bye. Okay. So we're looking over here at the NHL. And what do we got? Vegas Golden Knights, Calgary Flames. What's going on for Womblies? The only time I do the non-exchange first is if I know if it's Hard Rock or something that allows a cash out right away. There we go, big screen. I appreciate you sharing that, man. That helps out. Helps out a lot. Golden Knights, Pavel. Right, we'll throw $100 on this. Again, guys. Oh, I got limited. Oh, it was about a matter of time. The Timo Meier plays what did us in last night, guys. Got limited over here. Okay, then all I'm going to do is just we'll just jump out of this, jump back into this, and I'll throw this in for $33. Still going to bet it. Still really good. I wonder if I'm limited across the board on player props. My guess would be yes, but that's fine. Still going to bet it for whatever I can. All right, let's go over to Nazem Kadri. 230 odds. Again, you can get this at MGM. You can get it at FanDuel. Let's take a look at this. So on this play, again, my confidence isn't super high. It's not because I don't think Kadri's not going to score. It's just I don't like the movement from the sports books. Again, guys, even getting limited now, at least on anytime goal scorers for the NHL on MGM, I can still bet pretty much whatever I want to for live betting. So this account is far from dead. It's just anytime goal scorers, we're going to have to. And look at that, guys. Look at that. As soon as we bet it, it moves to plus 175. Bet it at plus 210, it immediately moves to plus 175. If those of you that are new to positive EV betting, this is a confirmation that we just made a very good decision, that we made a good bet. Again, it can still lose, but this is what you're looking for at this moment in time. You're just trying to make the best decision possible. So we found it at plus 210. We made the wager. It was great. We thought it was good. And then MGM was like, yeah, actually it was because we just changed this to plus 175. That's how you know you got a good bet on your hands. So I'm probably going to bypass the Kadri play. It's on the edge for me. And if I jump in and look at Gensel really quickly, Gensel, same thing. There's just not much movement here. Pinnacle's obviously confident in their line. I'm just going to stay away from that. Okay. So some other guys down here, but I just like to stay to the high percentage plays. So again, Pavel's going to drop off because it's no longer good. There you go. I don't want to say I moved the market there on my $33 bet. No problem, Icy. No problem. That's what we aim to do. All right, so let's jump into some baseball. And let's look at what we have going on for baseball tonight. As the game's going to start in just under 2 hours. And again, guys, with playoff baseball, it doesn't happen all the time, but, unders are kind of something that I really normally like to bet. It's interesting because both teams have good offenses, especially the Dodgers, but we'll have to see what happens today. I'm interested to see what the game's going to be like. It was a very low-scoring game last night. Okay, using Pinnacle as our sharp, Bryce Terang, under on player bases. This is close to being a low hold to bookmaker. We're looking at this under over here. Fanatics, guys, is a very easy sports book to make money on, but in general, on some movement, while Fanatics has moved, Fanatics is not a sharp book at all. So I am fine, even on a limited account, guys, going over and playing this. Even if you have a limited Fanatics account, they offer sometimes some like 25 to 50% profit boosts. I got to update the app right now on my phone. And so with that being the case, you can still maybe sometimes bet $25 on this play. So Bryce Terang under on player bases. Let's look at Sal. Again, this is a little bit different of opinion with Pinnacle. $500 here. The under, this is what I like to see, okay? This is where I would use Pinnacle as my sharp. Because look at this movement. One book, Pinnacle's moved a lot in less than an hour. In the last hour, they've moved a ton. They were at plus 112. They're now at plus 100. It's a pretty substantial move. I am more than happy to go over to Bookmaker and bet the under on Sal Frelick. No problem at all. Bookmaker, guys, an offshore sports book. We look at them as a sharp book. But again, any of these sports books can catch action from me. I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf. I'm really not. And if you talk to other guys like Arbologist or Arbfather, these books can catch some action. So I can't showcase me placing this bet because it is an offshore book, but trust that I am over here on my other monitor looking at Frelick under for plus 121. Ozjam's telling me to put $100 down. Fine by me. I'll bet this under on Bookmaker. More books, more opportunities you have to make more money, guys. So there we go. And then we're going with what? Bryce Terang. Oh, now it's Ohtani that's popping up? Terang must have shifted. Ohtani over 1.5 player bases. Yeah, obviously it's Ohtani. That's a no-brainer for me on batter props. So let's look at bases. Again, guys, don't go to the alternate total bases because you're going to get Ohtani at plus 115. Go to his over-under. You'll get it at plus 120. These books do this all the time. I can get a 25% max boost. They saying the offer is not available? What are you talking about? I guess I don't have enough cash available, so I'm just going to have to place this for, I'm going to try to place this for like $100, but they won't take this from me. Then let me bet this for $20.83, so I'll just put it for $20. So we're in on Ohtani for $20 on Fanatics. Again, guys, even on limited accounts, this is a $24 profit. If this play hits, I could use $24. Yamamoto over on his outs. Again, this is on MGM. We're going to find out maybe if I'm going to get limited here on MGM, if I'm limited across the board or if it's just total goals. I'm going to take a stab that it's across the board. You could also bet this on Bally Bet here, guys. It's just a 2% edge, but I don't mind it. Let's take a look at what Pinnacle's been doing. So Pinnacle's been moving quite a bit down and then up and then kind of back down again, but they've landed at minus 140. We basically need Yamamoto to throw 5 2/3 innings, so we need him to go into the 6th inning. If you guys don't know, if you've been watching playoff baseball at all, the Dodgers don't have a very good bullpen. They have an incredible starting pitching staff. Not the best of bullpens. So Dave Roberts is definitely willing to let his guys go out a little bit further into the games. I'm okay with going after the Yamamoto play. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to bet $120. That's going to be the tough part. Wow, 4 Whammies. That's crazy. Luca, what's top-down betting? It's essentially what we're doing right now. We're picking off stale books, right? So all these books are pricing this game on the over and the under. And you can see that the average odds are minus 131, but we can get this at minus 115. So it's a pretty big deal. Looks like this play moves slightly. Pinnacle shifted their odds a bit. This is a lower percentage play for me, guys. I'm not going to lie for baseball. Like, as much as I like the Yamamoto play, this is low. This is a little bit lower for me. And you could say the same thing for Sal Frelick, but again, I got it at plus 121, and now it's at plus 119. So at plus 121, it was 2%. So I'm probably not going to go after this play because it's below 2%. I'm just going to kind of let this slide. Now, in my opinion, if you can bet this under over here on this game, well, this is a big deal, right? We've talked a lot about liquidity. So in my opinion, because Pinnacle's taken $20,000, right, this is where you need to understand if you're using the software. In my opinion, there's a big difference between betting player props and betting mainline markets. This is the main line for the baseball game tonight, under 7.5. There's a lot of popularity in betting the unders. There isn't as much popularity in betting Bryce Terang's player props or Andrew Vaughn's player props. But there's a lot of interest in betting this over-unders. So even though this edge is very low, the fact that Pinnacle is taking $20,000 on this play means they have a lot of confidence in their line. So I believe when I see plays like this, I don't actually have a 0.89% edge. I have a higher EV edge than this. Remember, this tool doesn't understand the importance of liquidity. It doesn't understand the popularity of markets and sports. All it's looking at is what's the odds that we're receiving compared to the odds that we could be getting, what's the edge, what's the fair, what's your bankroll size, and spit out a bet recommendation. This tool doesn't understand the difference between the popularity of a total runs play and a player bases or player outs. It doesn't. So for me, that's why I like to bet more than the recommendation on main market plays. NFL, NBA, MLB, right? These are certain things that I go over in my coaching sessions, is that it's very important to understand this, is that you're going to be like, dude, it's less than 1%. I don't play those plays. Dude, you don't understand. Pinnacle's taking $20K on this, right? I bet this Sal Frelick play, they're only taking $500. So if I had no vig right now, I would definitely bet this. No vig's taking $1,500. That's not even close to what Pinnacle's taken. So this doesn't scare me in liquidity at all. If no vig was taking $150,000, okay, different story. Not the case here. So same with the money line play. They're taking they're taking $300. Pinnacle's taking $40K on each side. I'd go bet this over at no vig on the Brewers on the money line. And I'd bet the under 7.5. And if the Brewers win 4-1 or 2-0, you're going to have a good time. Yeah, I'm seeing it's kind of steaming up and down right now, right? And so that's the other thing, guys, that you don't understand. Like, Billy, why is this Yamamoto play moving around so much? YECU, this is a great point that you make up, right? It's not hard to manipulate a player prop market. It's not. So professional sports bettors, betting syndicate groups, if they're trying to get down like $50,000 on a player prop, what they'll do is maybe they want that player prop at a certain price range, okay? So what they'll do is they'll bet one side and push the price down. Maybe they really want to get this over at like minus 115 odds. So maybe they'll take a couple $1,000, $5 or $10K, and draw and bet the under. And bet the under, gets this over now to a price that they really like, and then they hammer the under across the board, right? It's easier to manipulate a market that's only taking a $500 max bet compared to manipulating a market that's taking a $40,000, okay? I know this is a little bit advanced for some, but for OGs and DGens, this is why it's so important to not fall asleep on mainline markets that live in a 1% range, because I think they have a higher value than what it's actually stated. That's just my opinion. Let's get over and let's take a look at some college football plays for today and see what's going on. If you found any of this information, guys, insightful, make sure to smash that subscribe button and click that thumbs up button and send this to a friend that you know that's maybe struggling sports betting, because we're here to help them make money. What's going on, Trent? All right, yeah, Alex. I mean, Alex is right, but Alex isn't right every single time. So, we'll see. It all just depends on the price. If Alex got the Dodgers at like, plus 120 odds, that's a great price, right? There can be sides where both plays are EV. So, and I don't think Alex is probably betting $100,000 on the Dodgers tonight. And if it's 40,000 on the main line, even though Alex can bet 40 grand, I don't think he bet 40 grand. So I don't know if he's pushing one side or the other. He's also a Dodgers fan, which is there's always something there. Let's look at the DVIG settings. Let's go to Bookmaker. And I'm going to go log in. I'm already in on Bookmaker over here, I believe. But let me check this out. All right, so we got some plays here on Western Kentucky, minus 10.5. This is ProfitX, $79. Not a big deal. To me, it's not. But I want to see what they're taking right now. Because it's saying Pinnacle's taking, what, 10K? So Bookmaker is taking Western Kentucky at $21,600. So again, guys, on game day, another reason that I lean Bookmaker, and I use Bookmaker as my sharp book for college football. Pinnacle's taking $10,000 on this play. Bookmaker's taking $21,600 on this play. They're taking over twice the amount of money that Pinnacle is. So which book has more confidence in their play? The sports book that's taking $21,000 or the sports book that's taking $10,000? Who has more confidence? That's the book that I'm going to go with, and it's Bookmaker in this regard. So I don't like this number at minus 10.5, but again, getting this at plus 106, I don't mind this at all. There you go. 500 and minus 108. Appreciate that, Ken. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I mean, getting the Dodgers or getting the Brewers at plus 113 is an arb to where Alex got it. Alex could literally go over to No Vig right now, bet the plus 113 and arb out of this play and make risk-free cash. So Alex got him at a fairly good price. No doubt he was. No doubt, Anton. No doubt. So, I mean, the man makes money. Don't get me wrong. And we follow very similar philosophies. We probably just have slightly different opinions on slightly different things, which I think is very healthy. What else do we got? So there's not a ton for college football today, right? Now, this is on game day. So game day, guys, I use Bookmaker as my sharp because they take way more money than Pinnacle does. But at this point on a Tuesday, if we're looking to place bets for the rest of the week, right, for Saturday's games, Pinnacle and Bookmaker have very similar limit sizes. So you can go with Pinnacle or you can go with Bookmaker for college football. I'm totally fine with either one. So if we extend this out here to the next 7 days, right, you can go after some different plays. And what you're going to notice here is like you want to make sure that you're finding plays where maybe the odds are similar. Now, for main market plays like point spreads, money lines, total points, anything that's 8 cents off or more, I like to wager on. So Pinnacle's at plus 100. This is plus 109. This is a difference of 9. So that's more than 8. So I'm interested. This is obviously well off to Circa, well off to Bookmaker. So I would be in on Rutgers plus 17. I cannot remember if I have any money in 4CX. This is an exchange. It's available to me out in Arizona. While No Vig and ProfitX have come and gone, we can still get some down over at 4CX. Unfortunately, I have 54 cents in the account. So I'm not going to make a deposit right now. There's only $56 out there, but still it's pretty solid. East Carolina. Again, difference of opinion here between Pinnacle and Bookmaker. Okay, now Circa's aligned with Bookmaker on the East Carolina minus 17.5. Again, minus 17.5, not something that I really like in terms of a spread, but that's okay. And so Bookmaker currently is taking 10,000. So this is, I mean, okay, here's like another example. Okay, I'm going to show this to you. I like to show these examples, even if it gets me, I don't think it's going to get me in trouble over here on YouTube. We'll see. Because it's a global book. So look at Pinnacle. Pinnacle's taking $2,500 on the plus 107. $2,500. Bookmaker's taking $10,600 on the minus 17.5. They are taking almost five times the amount that Pinnacle is. They're definitely taking 4 times the amount. So I would lean into Bookmaker's odds because they're taking more money. So if I'm a professional sports bettor and my originator is telling me, yo, you should be betting this Tulsa, East Carolina play, well, where can I get more money down? Bookmaker. So who has more confidence in their lines? Bookmaker, because they're taking more money. I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but it's really important to understand this. This is something that I really wasn't on last year that has really changed my opinion on sports betting for this year is liquidity. Now, if you ask me why am I betting FanDuel for anytime touchdowns, anytime goal scores, I've been using this software for 4 years, guys. I have a lot of historical data built up with bets in those markets. I've had strong numbers, good success on FanDuel. So that's why I bet into FanDuel for those markets. But in general, for these mainline markets, this is where you want to lean into, right? Is you can just create an account over here on Bookmaker and just take a look at the liquidity limits. Washington and Michigan under 50. I don't mind this. Bet Rivers, Bally Bet. Bally Bet's giving you 2 cents extra better price. Bet Rivers. Now, I'm trying not to get limited right now on these books. I'm trying to extend the utility of this account a bit more. So I'm probably not going to place this bet, not because it's not a good bet. I'm just going to wait a little bit later. But like FanDuel, I'll place these bets all day long because they can limit me, but it's still always going to be very advantageous for me. So if I'm looking at Bowling Green, what's Bookmaker taking? So they're only taking $2,200. Pinnacle's taking $1,300. Bookmaker's taking $2,200. But again, Pinnacle and Bookmaker are only 4 cents off. So I'm going to go over to FanDuel and bet this all day long because I really like this play. I like it a lot. The under 42.5 in this game. And I'm going to bet more than probably $110 because I'm going to probably go up to like a 150 spot because, as I mentioned before, it's a mainline market. So if you guys don't know this, over here on FanDuel, you can just click in the little spyglass, right? And then you can just type in Bowling Green. Main line's 43.5. You can come over here, just come to alternate total points. Again, we're only 1 point off the main market here, guys. So 42.5, and I'm going to go in for $150. And there it is. Betting early in the week is how you're going to win at betting college football and NFL main market plays. If we switch this league up and we come over to the NFL, typically Pinnacle takes a little bit more than Bookmaker does. So I'll go and lean into Pinnacle. If you guys have thrills, if this is stale, it might be stale, but Falcons +3, Falcons money line, definitely in on that. This Cowboys play, Pinnacle's taking $10K. So the fact that there's $3K out in no vig, that doesn't scare me at all. If I wanted to see what Bookmaker's taking on this right now, just to do my spot check for the NFL, looking at the Cowboys on the money line, they're taking $3,000. So for NFL, Pinnacle's taking $10K on the Cowboys money line. Bookmaker's taking $3K. So again, Pinnacle has more confidence for the NFL. I would bet this over at no vig. This over 53. I was looking at this play earlier today. It's really good because Pinnacle's moved a lot. Over 53 points, Washington, Dallas. This looks to be a very, 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 very good play. Even if BetMGM's moved a little bit, doesn't matter to me. I definitely like this over 53. What's going on, Ron? How do you like that? Yeah, Ken, we already looked at that. I like Matt Bodie. And we bet Pavel Dorofeev from the Vegas Golden Knights on MGM, but he moved. Bodie was, I think, like plus 210, I think. But we bet him on FanDuel. And Nazem Kadri was on the fence for me. It was an MGM play. Draisaitl was like over at FanDuel was like a 1% edge. But it was really Matt Bodie and Pavel D from Vegas. Yeah, Ron, I would say so. I would say so for sure. For Wombley's, in terms of being able to get money out of their accounts without hassle in states that banned it. So, I mean, for myself, living in Arizona where ProfitX and no vig is now banned, but in Pennsylvania, it's allowed. So when I'm in Pennsylvania, I have to make sure that I execute the withdrawal for ProfitX while I'm in Pennsylvania. Because I had $500, but right before I left here to go visit PA a couple weeks ago, I had like $500 in ProfitX, and I couldn't make the withdrawal being in Arizona. So I actually had to be in a verified state to make the withdrawal. So I just made sure before I left PA that I executed the withdrawal, and I got paid out very quickly by ProfitX. I don't know if that's the case with no vig still, but yeah, that's kind of how that goes. So I'm curious now. I want to place this bet over on MGM just because I know I showed that I got limited just earlier today for the first time. And am I able to bet this Cowboys play? Which I would imagine I can. Now, normally I'm not looking to place a bet on Tuesday this early in advance. But let's see. Over 53 at -130. Okay. Let's see if I go in for 250. Will they allow that? Wow. Wow. Oh, man. She gone. So, I thought I could get more money down because this is a mainline NFL spread, even though it is a Tuesday. That's not the case. I can still bet $15, so I'll bet 15. So at this moment, guys, for myself, this MGM account is toast for pregame, which is a shame because they used to give me a much longer leash than before. But MGM might be kind of curtains. But for live betting, I still should be able to bet roughly $100, if not more. There's still utility for this account for live betting. But for pregame betting, MGM, it was a fun run. Don't worry, MGM. I'll be back in a couple months with another account. So I'll see you then. But I've only had this MGM account for like a month or so. That's definitely unfortunate. But that's okay. Now that I know that this account's toast, for pregame bets, I'll just smash everything I can for $10 to $30. Does not matter to me. Doesn't matter at all now. I talk about like being careful about placing bets like on a Bally bet earlier on the under. Now that I'm limited on this MGM account, just go after it. Just go after it as much as I can, and do as much damage. I could bet the over 54.5 as well. Again, I'd rather have the over 53. Kalshi, Jets, -1.5. I know it's the Jets, guys. I know it's the Jets. This could be a fairly decent play at +124 odds. Let's go over to Kalshi. I'm definitely interested in this on Kalshi. Just not enough money over on Kalshi for me to really get all that nervous about. Like, you're never going to get limited on Kalshi. There's just not enough money out here, though, for me to be like, oh, I don't know if I want to play this, because it could be a really sharp professional bettor out there. At -1.5 for the Jets. So let's take a look at this. If you guys don't know Kalshi, I use it from time to time. Placed a couple bets. Got like $400 in this account. Carolina versus New York. And we're looking at what? Carolina wins by over 1.5. We're going to say no, right? Because we're going to say we want the Jets win by over 1.5 points. So right here, over 1.5. Yes, because we got a -1.5. So I want to buy this. And OddsJam's telling me to put down what? $80? Can I get down 100 on this thing? So we're getting paid out then at plus, 123 odds, right? 124, we got to pay a small commission. I'm still fine with that. Submit it. Okay, so we got the Jets to win by over 1.5 points on Kalshi. So I know it's a dumb bet, but it's fine. I guess I should also mention, guys, there we go. We'll put this in. I'll change this to plus 123 odds because that's what we're really getting paid out at. Few bets from time to time I'll hit up over on Kalshi. If anybody wants to try Kalshi, you and I will both get $10 if you trade 10. So there you go. Yeah, Matt, there's been a couple times where Kalshi's definitely they pop up from time to time. You'll see, like, if Kalshi had like $50,000 on this play, then no, I'm not interested. But for $86, yeah, it's no problem. No problem at all. What else do we got down here? Again, guys, I travel into this low EV range on mainline markets because it's the NFL. It's a very popular market, right? So I think there's a lot of great value here. And the biggest reason, guys, pretty much why I'm glossing over these plays is because these games are on Sunday. And so while you can beat the NFL placing bets on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm not limited yet on Hard Rock or Ballybet or Bet Rivers or this DraftKings, right? I just got limited on MGM and I'm limited on Fanatics. So I have some other accounts that I can still get money down onto. And with the NBA coming up in less than a week or a week exactly, I'm trying to maybe save these accounts for when we can start to bet some player props. So, but again, MGM's still going to provide me value and utility for live betting, so it's not quite dead yet. Let's take a look at the Sharp Money tool, and let's refresh this. Also, guys, just so you know, I've talked about this before in the past. If you want to work one-on-one with me, we can set up a free 30-minute call where we can sit down and talk. We can talk about where you live, what sports books you have. Are you limited on any sports book accounts? Are you looking to grow your betting portfolio? If you're looking for specific tips, insights, live betting, pregame betting, it's more positive EV focused, but I provide you just a bunch of information. You could book a free 30-minute call with me, all right, and see if one of my coaching packages is going to be right for you. I am working on more of another tier where it's going to be more of a group classroom setting where we'll have a call once every 2 weeks. And we'll kind of go through for 3 months. I'm working on a 3-month package. That's 2 calls a month. That's a little bit of a cheaper option compared to working with me one-on-one. Haven't had it created yet, but if you guys want to set up a free 30-minute call, you could do that here if you want to work with me one-on-one. But I do have some other options that I'm working on where we can maybe incorporate more of a group classroom setting where we can talk about P2 accounts and multi-accounting in the right way that you should be setting those up, to offshore books and deposits, to EV betting, to live EV betting, using the sharp money tool. A lot of things that's going to be out there, but that'll be coming up in the future here. I would like to think before the end of the month I'm going to have that set up, but for right now, if you want to work one-on-one with me, you can do so here. We could set up a call, book a time on my calendar, and let's have a chat. So the sharp money tool, right? I really like using this for player props, okay? And so if I refresh this, right, like for this Oilers play with McDavid, Pinnacle's limit's $350. I would not play this. It's not that I don't think McDavid's not going to get over 2.5 shots on goal, but from a sharp money perspective, this does not seem like a very good play. But from a positive EV perspective, this looks decent. Minus 190, plus 137. If I throw up a no vig fair odds calculator, let's find out what the fair is to Pinnacle. Was it 137? Is that what it was? Yeah. So the fair is plus minus 155. So this is actually not an EV play. Getting this at minus 167. This is not EV compared to Pinnacle. But I still wouldn't bet this on the sharp money tool. This is not enough here for me on these player props. It's not beating Pinnacle's limit by enough. Now, in this college football play, we don't know what Pinnacle's limits are, right? And I would say the $900 on a play right now is pretty high. Most of these books are probably not going to accept that. So you could bet this over at SportsZeno if you wanted to on Gavin Harris. If we're looking at some main market plays for today, there's maybe 5 plays that pop open. As I peruse this board, there is not a single play here that I would recommend that you should play from the sharp money tool. It's being recommended that we bet the under on New Mexico State and Liberty, but Pinnacle's taking $7,500. And we know that bookmakers taking even more money than that. So we know that bookmakers sees this under at minus 112. Don't really like this play. Okay, none of these plays here is telling me that we're getting a ton of money down. There's only $1,000 here. Pinnacle's taking $20K on this over-under on the Dodgers. I don't like that. Don't like it at all. I mean, I just track all my stuff on OddsJam's Bet Tracker, right? So that's kind of the beauty of it. I don't have to worry about Pickett if they support the sports book or not. I just go over and do it that way. Also, I had an issue with Pickett on Sunday. I hit touchdowns on Hard Rock and ESPN Bet, and they did not update those plays. They updated the Jaylen Warren touchdown loss I had on Hard Rock, but it did not show the Vidal touchdown that I cashed on. So, I don't know what's going on with Pickett. But I do not rely on Pickett for everything. I rely on my OddsJam Bet Tracker that's my Bible. That's everything I use. So when I'm looking at these plays here, again, sharp money tool, there's nothing that I get really excited about. If I look at the next 7 days, we look at player props. I think this sharp money tool is going to be great, guys, come next week when the NBA is here. We can start to look at Pinnacle's limits. We can start to see professional sports bettors that have like $10K down on Austin Reeves over under 3-pointers, and Pinnacle's taking $500. I think we're going to have some great insights there. At the moment, nothing I'm really excited about on the sharp money tool. Trent, why aren't more exchanges included on the sharp money tool? So you can choose your sports books. So any sports book that you want, it's a good question, Trent, but any sports book that OddsJam supports, obviously it's state-by-state cases, right? But you can add any of them. So if it's 4CX. Looks like it's not there. As soon as I say that one, it's not. I know they have just ProfitX and no VIG, but they should also have, they had Sport Trade. Did they not? Thought they did. I thought I just saw a play for Sport Trade earlier. But yeah, it's really mostly right now no VIG and ProfitX, but I hope that they can maybe add a little bit more with Betfair and some other ones as well. But there's nothing that I would really recommend at the moment. Let's go back over the DGFAI slip generator, see what else we have. It's starting off with an underdog here, guys. So we got some. These are all games for NBA. I keep saying WNBA. These are all NBA plays for next week, guys, if you want to grab some of these. But again, not a lot of books right now have odds out there for these plays, so I don't really know how sharp they truly are. Yeah, haha. Nobody, I mean, it's SportsZeno is, I don't know who's easier. What would you say if I gave you one sports book that you could have an account with for the rest of your life? Well, let's see. Let me see. Let's do a poll here. So you could have one book. All right, so one book that you can pick for the rest of your life with no limits at all. What would be your choice? Here we go. Here's the poll. Would love to hear it. Oh, maybe I should have changed it to Hard Rock. SportsZeno, Bet365, Fanatics. Maybe I should go Hard Rock. But if you could have one book for the rest of your life, no limits. It's the only sports book that you have, but you're not limited at all. You can bet whatever you want on whatever you want. What book you taking? Joey Bovada. Yeah, Bovada is very good as well. If I had to choose, I would probably say for live betting and for pregame betting, I'm either going to go with Fanatics. Fanatics or SportsZeno, I'd say. Fanatics or SportsZeno. Bet365 would be up there too. I have a hard time live betting with Bovada. But that's what I would do. Well, losing streak, even with just having access to SportsZeno, you're going to have a great ride. It's not going to be a long ride, but you're going to have a great ride nonetheless. Nonetheless, no doubt about that. No Dr. Slips. People don't know, like SportsZeno is super easy. Super easy. Let's go look at PrizePicks right now. 5-pick slip. Again, this Giannis plays for today. The Luka plays for today as well. Okay, let's see. What makes SportsZeno so easy, Ha? If you're asking Dr. Slips, the fact is that SportsZeno, they are not the size of a FanDuel or a DraftKings. They don't have the employees. They don't have the infrastructure. And so what you normally see, guys, with a lot of smaller sports books is that they have a very small menu. Think of Rebet. Rebet's menu is pretty small. There's not a lot of betting options, okay? SportsZeno has an insanely large sports betting menu for what they offer. It's stupid what they offer. Their menu is just way too long. So like this Dodgers game here with the Brewers, and then like look here at the top. There's just so many different things that you can bet on. And so because this sports book is so small and they don't have a lot of employees, they have to rely on their algorithm and their models to make sure that the pricing is correct. They can't double check, right? If FanDuel has 50 employees, they could say, all right, we want, 20, we want 25 of you guys doing NFL. And then we want like 10 of you guys doing NBA. And then we want the rest of you, 15 of you doing baseball, hockey, college football, college basketball, right? Or maybe 25 guys just do football, college and NFL. SportsZeno, they don't have like thousands of employees where they could say, hey, listen, you got to pay attention to all these lines. They're relying on their model, and their model is really soft and really easy to beat. So even though I only have $7 right now, I should definitely go on that sharp money tool. Let's bet the Gavin Harris over on his receiving yards. Let's go do that right now. Where's this at? USA college football. Who's he play for? It's Liberty, New Mexico State. Okay. And you can also bet collegiate player props, which is awesome. So where's the receiving yards? Receptions, longest reception. Here we go. Receiving yards, over, under. There we go. Gavin Harris, 26.5 minus 125. Bingo. I got what, $7? I got a 30% boost one time? What do you mean I can't use it? Let me put it here first. I got $7. Can I boost this? Oh, it's a single NFL pick only. That's fine. Let's get back out of this. Let's clear this. Why can't we do this? Why is it so difficult? Just make it simple. There we go. Let's predict it. There we go. We're in for $7. Trying to build this account up from $7 on SportsZeno. Sharp money play. Not too much. Oh, Ken, calling our shot did? Really? Dude, that guy, shout out to that guy, man. He's built an empire. He's built an empire, no doubt about that. Okay, so let's go back over the DFS. And let's click generate once more because I want to make sure we get some fresh plays. Again, if you guys want this preseason NBA stuff, you can have it. Get after it. Tomorrow, I will be on in the morning. So we're going to be on at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning, getting ready to go. Thursday, we will have an evening stream. Again, guys, little announcement. Starting next Tuesday, we are going to be going back to 2 streams a day during the week, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern. With the NBA coming back, it's time for me to start going back to 2 streams a week, Monday through Friday. So we won't start until Tuesday, but Tuesday I'll be streaming in the morning. So Tuesday through Friday next week, we'll have 2 streams a day every day on the weekdays. Hockey points and assists and goal lines, insane value, Dr. Slips. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, Loser Street, we're pulling for him. Definitely pulling for the Dodgers for my girlfriend, no doubt about that. All right, so with the poll, we had 36 votes. Wow, 36% say Bet365, 31% say Fanatics, 19% say SportsZeno, 14% say MGM. I'm sure if I didn't offer MGM, someone would have rather have taken Bovada or maybe Hard Rock. But again, for Hard Rock, it's tough. If you live in Florida, Ohio, Arizona, if you live in a state with Hard Rock, like you know how awesome Hard Rock is. If you live like in Pennsylvania your whole life like I did, like you wouldn't know how awesome Hard Rock is. But Hard Rock is incredible. Incredible. I definitely need to make a drive. I think they're in Flagstaff here. I need to make a drive up to their casino and just bet over there. Appreciate you, Ace. Definitely closer than I thought. And I would also say SportsZeno because maybe not everyone in this, a lot of people are sharp in this chat, but maybe not everyone knows about SportsZeno. Or the only thing, I've griped about SportsZeno is just their process and how they take a look at, who's, your accountant just like verifying you. All right, nothing on Better. Let's look at Dabble. And appreciate you guys' support. Appreciate, the OGs, the DGens, just the regulars that come into the stream every day in the chat. Chat's been great today, guys. A lot of energy, a lot of good stuff going on. As we're getting towards the end of October, NBA comes back. As we get to the beginning of November, college basketball comes back. So truly enjoy this time. This is the time to go, guys. Go, go, go. When we hit NBA college basketball, this is what I've been waiting for in May and in June and July. And I'm just like, I need some plays. Well, we're finally getting to that point. It's all systems go. So this is the time of the year where hopefully you saved your money aside, you set it up, you're ready to go, and let's get after it. League of Legends value for a DK6 promo, Nito. We'll take a look. Let's see. So Odds Jam, League of Legends, pick 6. Not really. And it's either they like very rarely. Can we get like 2 minimum data points here? What's the plays that are 2 minimum data points? So that's kind of the problem here. I mean, your boost Nito would have to be really good. To obviously get this. If you want to take a look at this, you want to just grab some plays here, you can. I wouldn't really recommend any of these, but because they're not just, the pricing's not great. They're the same as underdog. But again, if your boost is high enough, then it could be worth something to you. Luca, calling our shots, a guy that he's on Dub Club and he's a tout, but he charges like $5 or $10 a month for his packages. He writes, I've subscribed to his plays before in the past. He writes very thorough, long paragraphs of each play and why he loves each play. He puts together parlays. He appeals more to the casual sports bettor, in my opinion, but he tries to provide you, if you're really into the analytics and the insights and the details, that's what he does. I would honestly say he's one of the few touts that I would put my money on that actually makes money. And so the fact that his packages are so affordable, it's kind of a no-brainer. And so, he's solid. He's a solid guy. You can find him on Dub Club. But I don't know if he has 1 million followers. He's got a lot. He's got a couple 100,000 for sure. So he's quite popular. There we go, 89. We'll see what happened. Only 30%. 30%'s right on the edge, man. Like 30%'s like for account health purposes, play this and put your boost on it. But I don't really know if I'd go after it. It's like it's So. Again, if you guys have questions, DM me, email me. But we're back on tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. Looking for some more plays. Hopefully you guys found some value. Wasn't as many plays as I was hoping to find today, but it is what it is. RIP, the BetMGM account, but that's okay. It's not the first, and it won't be the last that gets limited. You guys have an awesome Tuesday evening, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning.